We should both do it, right? Okay. Well, welcome to the Fab Life, everyone. Hello, Deborah.
Hello, Ryan. You look adorable today. I love your hat and your nice warm sweater.
I feel like I'm kind of European. Like I should be in Madrid right now.
Well, I think you look French this morning.
French? Ooh. Yeah. Well, you know, we're gonna get to my we're gonna get to my French breaking. I like to call myself Le Boulanger, which is the baker.
Oh, the baker. Oh,
we'll get to that
later.
Like
crazy.
Yes. So we'll get to my baking.
So how do I look?
You look fabulous. She always. You're such a great dresser. You have great fashion
for a big girl.
Please. But no, you look great.
Thank you.
I like that pen.
So my hair is different.
She's ignoring the pen god. Because her hair is different.
It's darker.
Because you love it. Because I love it. It's darker. Which I've never seen it darker.
It gets too blonde. Oh, the pen. Oh, well, this is a reproduction of the Fabergé double-headed eagle that was created by Fabergé for the Romanov dynasty in Russia.
It's beautiful. As I'm sure like any QVC or any jewelry show, you can't tell the beauty from the camera.
And you can't tell that it's a fake.
So which is better, yeah.
If you want to rip it off me, you might get $20 for it, okay?
But it's anyway, beautiful.
Well,
and
thanks.
You look beautiful.
Oh,
and I'm so glad.
For an old broad, you know, I try.
You do mighty well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Talking about things that, well, are fake, but they sure as heck don't own things that are fake. That's the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Well, what an ending. So Taylor has this birthday party.
Yeah.
And all the housewives come, and they all pick on Kim.
Yes. Yes.
Okay? They all pick on the little girl, Kim.
Yes.
And of course, she starts crying. She runs out of the party, runs into the limo.
Right.
And then, no, it wasn't Lisa.
Adrian.
Adrian runs after her.
Yeah.
And then it all comes out.
Well,
what? Go ahead.
She's an alcoholic, according to Kyle. And in the end, it says something like she did go into rehab and she checked out.
After a week.
That was on the show. That's not us talking.
But, you know, that makes sense. Because every time you would see the group together, she would be drinking, and, you know, when people get really drunk, they can't communicate very well.
Right.
And she was very, very bad at communicating, wasn't she?
She was. And, you know, I thought it was interesting. Kyle made the comment, like, we have supported you. Now, the thing is, and when Kyle got out of the car, Kim goes, this is really bad, and starts crying. You know, it's a moment like, it's like, I don't think she may have realized how bad her life really is, and you know, if you have an addiction like that and somebody's taking care of you, it's quick just to become a dependent.
Yes.
Right? And I'm scared that that's what she has become. And I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't know if she's at the reunion. They sure as heck aren't showing her on the previews, but
I don't know if she's. I
don't know.
The reunion show's tonight.
I don't know.
I'm
really
pretty sure. No, it's the reunion show is
check
tonight.
It out. Check your.
So I don't know, but in the reunion show.
Yeah.
All right, Kelsey Grammer's wife, Camille, is accusing Andy Cohen, who I think is a genius.
Yes, we love you, Andy. Have us on your show.
Yes.
Okay, go back.
Who is accusing the show of manipulating and editing so that she comes out as a villainess.
Yes.
And that may be so.
That may be so.
On the other hand, as Kyle has said, you don't tell the truth all the time.
Right. Well, you know, and her and Kyle kind of repaired things, and now it looks like not so much.
Yes.
But I want to back up.
Yes.
Because to the party. Because, again, like, Kim might have her issues, but did you notice, like, she was having a good time? She was minding her own business, having a good time with her friends, and then Taylor started it at her own
Taylor started it, and she's the one who started it way back in the day in New York. When they were going to New York at the airport, it was Taylor who started it, and then she's the one then who ran to Camille, telling her all of these things. So I don't know if Taylor is a woman who can be trusted 100% of the time.
Taylor wants friends, and I feel like she'll do anything to get closer to Kyle.
Yes.
And that obviously bothers Lisa. And Lisa's going to look like the mastermind behind this, but Lisa said you just need to talk to her.
Yes.
She did not tell Taylor you need to talk to her right now.
I know.
So, the reunion will be really interesting. And our hearts go out to Kim. I hope you get better.
Our hearts go out to Kim.
And Kyle and Kim's relationship, they're sisters.
Being an alcoholic is, we've talked about this before on the show. I really have a drink. I mean, I really don't drink. We don't keep liquor in our house. Occasionally, maybe once or twice during the year, I'll have some girlfriends over and I'll have some champagne or whatever. But to drink every day.
Well, to be so dependent
and, what you do is isolate yourself from life.
And Kim has kind of done that, right?
She has.
We've kind of seen that on the show.
Completely isolated.
Yes.
She never leaves her house. She doesn't really want to date anybody.
No. Good point.
And you just can't be successful, as we've said over and over.
No. And you know what? It seems like they're really close.
Yes.
And the other, what's their other sister's name? That is Paris's mother?
Kathy.
It seems like, Kyle was really bothered that Kathy and the family didn't
show up. Oh, they didn't go up to the graduation at Kyle's daughter's
and it seemed like Kim and Kyle have a real bond. I really hope they're sisters, and I hope everything gets better.
Sometimes sisters don't get along all that well.
No, and, sometimes everything happens for a reason, and maybe this is good. Kim... Hopefully she will, if it's true, and it's as bad as what Kyle makes it, she gets...
do you really think that blood is thicker than water? I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't know.
Probably not. Probably not.
I have relatives, I just assume not see. It's true.
Well...
really, if you really want to know the truth.
Well, I have friends that I'm much closer to than some of my family.
Absolutely.
For various reasons. But I think good friends, real friends, become like blood, right?
Yes, they do.
Right?
Yes, they do.
Okay, so...
well, I think that when we grow up, we can create our own family. You know what I mean?
You said it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We create our own
we want to
families.
surround ourselves with positive people who aren't always sniping at you behind your back and things of this nature.
Absolutely.
And this is the thing that I really find interesting about all of the Housewives shows, is the interaction among all of the women.
Yeah.
And why can't women get along as well as men?
Yes. Yeah, because let's face it, if there was the real house husband, or whatever, of just following 8 men around, it nearly would not be as exciting. I'm not saying that men are more superior or have less drama, but men, I think, in general, are more is reclusive or inclusive, or what's the word I'm trying to say? Like, they deal with it more privately or by themselves, where women just sort of are just
like to put their news out there.
Yeah.
Like hanging their undies on the clothesline or something.
Now, I'm probably going to get in trouble because I'm a gender studies person. Somebody's going to say, no, you have this. I'm not, I don't.
But what really bothers me is like with in the Real Housewives of Atlanta, you've got Nene in this last episode, who comes across as such a jealous person, who is so jealous of Kim and jealous of Candy.
Yeah.
And she comes across as a bully. Down in Florida, she went ahead and invited one of her girlfriends to come down and stay at this private home whose owner was Kim's friend.
Yeah. Yeah, and feels no remorse.
Yeah, and then all the while just saying horrendous things about Kim.
Yeah.
And just cutting her down. And, I found in my life that when women were nasty to me, it was because of 2 things. They were either jealous of me.
Yeah.
Or maybe they thought that I was going to take some power away from them or something. I don't understand this kind of behavior.
Yeah.
But
well, I think for Nene, it would be wonderful.
Just don't engage with it. I don't engage in arguments with women.
No.
I just don't.
And don't you get the sense, talking about Atlanta, I feel like Kim's like over it. Kim's not combating with them. She's sort of just like, you people, what the heck? And I feel like Nene just can't find herself. You know, we
she has no talent. We haven't seen any talent from her.
Right.
Whereas
her marriage
at least Kim can get up and entertain. She's not a great singer, but she at least
she can entertain.
And then you've got Candy, who is an established songwriter.
Yes.
Okay, who's already a millionaire in her own right. Who can sing.
Right.
And then you've got Sheree.
I don't know what she does.
Well, she does fashion. She does acting badly. Does fashion badly. But
Phaedra is a successful lawyer.
Oh, Phaedra's a successful lawyer.
She's a successful lawyer.
I really like her.
Do you?
Yes, I do like Phaedra. I'm warming up to her as the seasons go by, because some of the things she says are so off the wall.
They're like one-liners that you can...
But she's a solid person.
She knows who she is.
Yeah.
And she knows what she stands for. That I'll give her credit for. I don't know, though.
But I found, it was kind of disingenuous. Wait a minute. It was disingenuous of Kim to criticize Phaedra for bringing those male dancers to what's her name's
Candy, right?
No, not Candy. Who's that one who's getting married? The model. I forget her name.
Yeah.
She's kind of an unforgettable character. But anyway, they were having this girls' party, and Phaedra brought some of her clients, and then Kim started kind of downing her because of it, and that was kind of disingenuous.
Yeah, that was. Well,
considering Kim started her life as a stripper.
Well, and let's look at the things Kim wears. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Kim, but let's be real. I could never wear those kind of things. I don't know. In public, no. So, I don't know. The Real Housewives, the finale's this week, right?
Yes, the finale is
this week. Did you see the previews? Like, what's it look like might happen? Is there a huge blowout between Kim and Nene again, or?
Oh, yes. They're just going to go at it. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're just going to go at it. They just hate one another now. They don't speak.
The reunion will be wonderful. The reunion will be wonderful.
Yeah, it will be.
Of course, we don't have to hear about Big Papa anymore.
Thank you, God.
But she is pregnant, and I suppose with this football player now, right?
Oh, God.
Kim is?
Yes.
Anyhow.
I don't think he's rushing to put a ring on her finger, is he?
No, and there was an interview with Nene and saying she is not saying that her and her husband are not together. She says she is not talking about her marriage, whatever that means.
Oh, I'm so sick
Whatever
of her.
that means.
Okay. Let's move on. Bye-bye, housewives.
Well, that was a revolution in itself. Let's move on to actual real-world revolutions that affect our lives in a very serious way. Tunisia, Algeria.
Government
Egypt.
Overthrown.
How about that?
I mean, they have overthrown the government. This was a guy who had been a dictator for 29 years, but in the area in northern Africa and in some parts of the Middle East, you have these tin-horn dictators who get a hold of power, and they stay in these positions of power like a monarch. The only thing is that they're not royal. They're not really royal. And they live like pharaohs.
Yes, of
while
course.
While the rest of the citizenry are struggling just to feed themselves. And then they see these dictators living in their palaces, going about with their designer clothes in their limousines, and the people have had it.
Yes, as they should.
As they should. So Tunisia overthrown. Now I'm reading reports that similar demonstrations have been going on in Algeria. One that is very problematic, probably for the United States, Egypt.
Of course.
Huge demonstrations in Egypt because we consider Egypt to be one of our prime allies, political allies in the Middle East.
Now, do you think that, though, that is problematic for all the whole Middle Eastern region? Because in a sense, Egypt is really kind of like the icon of stability and unity, right?
Yes, and of course,
I'm not a Middle Eastern expert.
President Mubarak has been in power for decades.
Right.
And what he's done is that these guys, it was just like Saddam Hussein, they groomed their sons, or Bashar al-Assad took over from his father in Syria. They groomed their sons to continue this leadership as if it were a monarchy, or as if they were a pharaoh, but they're not.
They're not. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the people are tired of it.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening now. I'm also reading that there have been demonstrations in other Middle Eastern countries, and I think maybe Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Arabian monarchy, may be a little nervous about what's going on, because there have been movements in the past against the monarchy. Because that monarchy, actually, the Saudi Arabian monarchy was established, in the 1930s? 1920s or 30s. Yeah, they're not.
That's that
reason. They're a very young monarchy.
Oh, I didn't realize
because,
that.
that tribe, that Al-Aziz tribe, they were, that family, they were actually nomads.
Yeah.
Well, but anyway, they became the kings and the royals.
This is very, very interesting.
Yes. And you know what else is happening in the Middle East? Remember in Dubai, where they had built they had built all these man-made islands?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, guess what?
They're sinking.
Their islands are all sinking and disappearing.
I really didn't know that. That was my guess.
Yes.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding. And it's just a lost cause. It's a lost cause.
Don't private people own those islands?
Well, they
Some
were
of them.
trying.
I know Angelina Jolie owns an island there.
They had a big investment company who was building these islands.
Oh my God!
But the problem is, they weren't being sold. Nobody hardly was buying them.
Okay. Because they're both so freaking expensive.
I mean, a man-made island. Come on, global warming.
Yeah.
Okay, the seas are rising.
Yeah.
Goodbye. So that is.
My.
That is gone. That is gone.
Well, wow. So what does this say, for the United States? Is this something that you think we will have to be engaged in? Especially with Algeria. I'm not quite as familiar with our relationship with Tunisia.
Well, Tunisia has always been a fairly stable country.
That's what I thought.
But Algeria is rife with fundamentalist Islamists.
Yeah.
So they've, that has always been a problematic area. Oh, there've also been protests in Morocco, because, that's a monarchy.
The whole North African
region.
Yeah,
was it King Mohammed IV, is it? Oh, fifth?
I
don't know. So, I've forgotten. But anyway, this can be problematic for us, depending on who then assumes power and control. So,
and problematic for terrorist regimes, right? Because when a country goes unstable, that's when they go in.
Absolutely.
Well, keep your nose into that. Keep reading, keep watching what's going on.
Yes,
certainly
really
we'll probably be hearing about it.
It's really important to the security of the Middle East, to Israel, and actually to our own interest, the American interest in that region of the world.
Absolutely.